I don't know, but I know this. One of these teachers is gonna mess around and slap the ball the crap out of somebody.
Hey, welcome to another edition of No Plays All Sports Talk. I am your fabulous host, yours truly, Miss Ballin D. Episode number 82. We are live on the Guerilla Cross Network. Gotta say good evening and what's up to my fabulous co-host, the better half of No Plays All Sports Talk. What's up, Mr. Kevin Ray?
First of all, hello, Miss Ballin.
How you doing, sir?
Are you celebrating the holiday?
I kind of thought about it. I was at work and I clocked in and I said, today is a special day. And my first flight of the day, and I was like, you know what? I probably should have had a treat before I started my morning. But absolutely, unfortunately, I'm not.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Me either. I don't indulge. But it is a holiday.
It is a holiday.
And I thought about it, Ballin. So the people that celebrate today as a holiday,
Yes.
what did they do yesterday and what they going to do tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow they'll all be unemployed because they'll probably get a bunch of random drug tests. Yesterday they prepared, I guess. I mean, they got the supply to make sure that today was a huge celebration.
Okay, and then tomorrow they're going to be celebrating again.
Yeah.
And the next day, and the next day, and the next day.
Yeah.
But happy 420, everybody.
Happy 420 for those of you who may be sleeping under a rock and you may be a square. You just don't indulge, as Kev Ray says. It is National Marijuana Get High Day.
Is that okay?
I mean, I hope so. Yeah.
I know a few people that indulge.
Oh, absolutely. And kudos to you. That's your thing. That's what you do.
Yeah.
Listen, I ain't mad.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I don't, but
when it's National Pizza Day, I indulge. So don't judge me on that. I mean, you know, to each his own.
National Beer Day, I get in where I fit in.
Yeah.
I just get paranoid on that other stuff. I'll be here, my eyes be wide
Just
open.
off the record, have you ever tried anything to do with marijuana. It's okay. It's
Oh
safe.
yeah,
It's
oh yeah.
good.
Back in the day, back in the day,
Yeah.
I probably did a couple of trees.
Yeah. So,
Like real big tall trees.
yeah. So I've never done the whole marijuana thing, but back in high school, I attempted to, smoke what do they call Black and Mouse? And I was coughing up every. My friends laughed at me the whole time. I was the athlete. There's no way, but
Yeah.
I tried it.
Well, in high school, like half the football team was smoking the funny
I'm
stuff,
sure.
and I was like, "Nah, man, I can't do that. No."
Half of the NBA
Because I
smokes
thought
the
I was gonna
stuff.
be a professional baseball player. I didn't want no drugs in my system.
Yeah, well,
None.
it is legal in a lot of places, and there's a lot of 420 celebrations around town.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I see the signs out.
Oof.
Yeah. Celebrate 420 here.
Well, we have a celebration here because we are here, episode number 82, with some fabulous guests
Let's
that's going
celebrate.
to be joining us. We appreciate you all for tuning in, giving us an hour of your time each and every Wednesday on the Guerilla Cross Network. 60 minutes of the hottest sports talk with some of the hottest guests. We appreciate you all. We ask that you please share our live feed. It costs you
Share
absolutely
for free.
nothing to share. We certainly appreciate you in advance. It is a little small share button at the bottom of the page. Share it to your page, and we appreciate you for doing that. Make sure you follow us on all our social media platforms, on Instagram and Facebook at No Plays Off Sports Talk, and on Twitter at plays_off. We do a lot of talking on Twitter, man. We chop it up on Twitter.
Yeah. So you all good with Twitter now?
I'm good with Twitter now. I'm still behind on the TikTok thing, but I can do I have the Twitter thing. It goes down on Twitter, man. It uncensored.
I think you should do like a TikTok dance video or something.
What would it consist of?
Just two out of rhythm people.
Because I have
It might get a lot of hits, ball.
It probably would. We'd be making a complete fool of ourselves.
What do you call them? When you get them?
The likes?
Yeah, you might get a lot of likes on there.
Okay. I don't know. I have no rhythm, Kev.
And Ball, you do know I have a video of you dancing at your birthday party. I'm holding that in case you run for
You're
president.
bringing up old stuff. You're bringing up
I'm
old
holding that
stuff,
in case you run for
Kevin Ray.
president. Don't put me in your cabinet. That's what I'm holding.
You keep that video tucked away, far, far away, sir.
All right, we got some really, really good guests.
Absolutely, we do.
We do it every week, but I think this week we might have outdid ourselves.
This one is a very special connection for me because you talk about basketball, you talk about the city. I had some old stomping ground connections to this program, and this individual who's going to be joining us on the show, man, it's great just to see how it's coming full circle and taking off and representing for the city, man. So without further ado, No Plays Off Sports Talk, episode number 82, we are going to welcome none other than Coach Dan Savage, who is the head women's basketball coach over at CSN, better known as College of Southern Nevada. Good evening to you, Coach. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. I really appreciate having you guys in. I watched the show and I get to see this live, the banter back and forth live and see it happen, but really appreciate you having us
Absolutely.
Oh, no problem, man.
Huge supporter of the show, so we appreciate you for that as well, of everything we do on our social media platforms. So we appreciate you for taking the time to join us and support us in that area as well.
For sure. Yeah, no, and it's all about community, right? I mean, no matter what the endeavor is, whether it's something as fabulous as this is an unbelievable studio. You guys do a great job, or it's the local community college basketball, or it's, whatever it is locally, we want to have our fingerprints on it.
Absolutely. You brought some friends along with you as well to join us on the show, man. And you talk about basketball in the city, and this one is very special because she's homegrown. You know how exciting I get when we talk about players who represent the home squad, as I like to call it.
do.
So who'd you bring in the studio with you to talk some CSN basketball?
I brought our captain from this year,
Okay.
Destiny Bird, is with us, and she just finished up her sophomore campaign with us.
Nice.
And I'll let her tell you, but looking at some colleges for next year to continue on her athletic and academic career.
Nice. Welcome to the show, Miss Destiny.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Can we just call her Cap?
We can call her Cap. I mean, if that's good with her, no
That's
cap.
okay.
No cap,
I mean-
as the kids would say. No cap.
That's okay too.
That's what they call Kareem Cap.
Yeah,
Captain.
That's true.
She's just as good as the Cap. She's Kareem.
That's true. That's true. So, Destiny, you are here from Las Vegas. You played high school local ball here at
Yes.
Silverado, right?
Yes. I
Okay.
did.
How'd you land up over at CSN?
Well, I was actually at San Diego Christian College,
Okay.
which is an NAIA in California, obviously, and then COVID kind of hit. Some financial circumstances hit as well, and CSN started to have a team. So it just felt the right fit at the time, and been with the program. So
Your successful season you had over
Yes.
in your sophomore campaign.
yes, much more of an improvement from the first season. But
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the season, and I think in the future it'll be something for Vegas girls especially to enjoy as well.
So when you first graduated high school, did you think about staying home, or did you wanted to get away and venture out?
I definitely wanted to venture
Okay.
out. I am a bit of a military brat, so I'm kind of
Okay.
used to moving around a lot. So coming back home, it was really like the COVID thing that wanted me to made me come back home. But now I'm ready to branch back out again after sophomore year. So, yeah.
So talk about how COVID. I mean, how did that affect you as a player in regards to staying prepared and training and getting shots up and all things of that nature, and trying to stay safe, wearing your mask, not wearing your mask? How did COVID affect you as a player?
Well, it was a lot of, I guess, physical and mental effects to it.
Of course.
Definitely going all the way back to last season, we had that stay-at-home advisory, and it was getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. So we weren't in the gym for months while the rest of our conference was literally playing their preseason, and they kind of didn't really give a, they didn't care about the COVID thing, really. I would say a lot of areas that we went to, they didn't have a mask while we were over here being super precautious, and didn't get to step on the floor until the last week before our regular season started. So we don't know each other. We're in the shape that we are. We're doing whatever training that we can at home, and just kind of got put out there. So, I mean, we had to take a lot of precautions this year as well, but of course they lifted the mandate on some things. And over time, we just built a culture. And it was kind of special because we had COVID. So all that extra adversity kind of helped us build the program. So now that there's still COVID, of course, but the circumstances are not as severe. And I think the future of the program is in a good spot.
It's funny that you talk about how the other teams in the conference, they were able to actually play and compete, but not necessarily play, but practice and prepare. We had Coach Beck, who coaches the men. We had him on our show as well, and he was also talking about how that was kind of a disadvantage because you guys didn't get a chance to have any practice time. You didn't get any training. It was kind of like when you got the green light, it was like, go. Coach, how did that affect you on the coach's side of it all to kind of prepare the ladies for, hey, we got to go?
Yeah, it was different, but like Destiny had mentioned, between Idaho and Utah, they were playing games, and we couldn't even meet in person. I think the first time I met the players, we had been practicing online. And when I tell people that, it's unbelievable, but I'm on a whiteboard drawing plays.
Wow.
And before I've even met the players.
That's tough.
So we had 4 or 5 practices before we played our first game last year. So we were glad this year to have a full preseason, a full summer, and this year coming up as well, to just, there's no restrictions, and meaning we can have the full, what every other team in our conference was doing, we're able to do now. And I think that had a big help.
I agree.
To improve us.
So this is a fairly new team, correct?
This is so this year that we just finished was our first full season. The season before that was a abbreviated COVID season. That was the
asterisk season.
That was the first year.
Right.
And I think I don't know all the ins and outs from the athletic director and from the administration of the school, but they had spent so many years planning it to bring it back that COVID hit, and they were like, we still got to go. We got to start somewhere.
So Cap, I'm gonna say that. A sophomore, this is a fairly young team.
So with that COVID year, as you guys know, it didn't count.
Right.
So this is her 3rd year playing college basketball this year. So even though she's a sophomore,
she got that
athletically,
do-over year.
She got that do-over year.
Mm-hmm.
So Charmaine Finley, a couple other players, that was huge for us this year to be able to have them back for one more year. So yeah, it's just an odd situation. As we've all done sports, right?
Of course.
My whole life, nothing like this ever. So hopefully it's in the rearview mirror, and we can start catching up to the other programs in the league.
So it's funny that you say it was years in the making, because I myself, when the program was here back in 2002, I was a member of the team. When we were coached by Coach Robert Smith, I was a part of the team. So to see that the team was forming again, and to see that the city was getting back, it was exciting for me, because we were robbed. We didn't really have the funding. We didn't really have the community support. So the team and the program was kind of dismantled after the first season that we had, which was kind of, devastating. But we're going to talk about that support, Coach. What message would you want to send to the community in regards to coming out and supporting the program and the entire package that you guys are trying to build over there with CSN Athletics?
Well, one of the unique things that our school president had kind of put in place to bring basketball back was that they wanted 80% of our roster to be local.
That's special.
It's huge.
That's
and
huge.
It's good and it's bad. There's a lot of good to it, but it kind of
Yeah.
handcuffs us because the top players in the city they're
gone.
gone,
Yeah.
right? So then you got that mid-level where you're trying to recruit against like D2 schools or some pretty good NIAs and NAIAs. So that rule is great because we are truly a community team. We only had 2 out-of-state kids last year. Right now, as of today, I only have 1 for next year.
Wow.
We're building it within the state. So it is a true community team. No other team in our division does that. Salt Lake is probably 85% international players, and CSI can pretty much get anybody they want because they have scholarships, they have dorms. We'll get there. We'll get there. You know, the baseball team has been successful, and we've had successful sports at TSN. It is definitely not going to happen overnight, and it's our job as a coaching staff and the players. We talk about the players all the time. We want to help. We want them to help us to create something that local players look up to and want to come play for. So it's going to take a few years before we're it, because if you look at it, CSN had been just kind of like, oh, I'm staying home and going to CSN. It wasn't something to be proud of saying. As an athlete, it's like that 13th year of CCSD. I heard somebody say that, and I was like, 13th grade.
Like what?
Yeah. So we gotta beat that, that mindset down, and the only way we do that is win with local players and do that. But I did a little research, and I looked back on your team, and I brought.
Oh, he has old school stats.
Yeah, no, I brought some stats. And I wanted to ask you, do you keep in touch with any of your former players?
I do. I keep in touch with Brandy Moore. We're in contact a lot. And Jamila Adeem, she actually is the aunt of Elijah Adeem that we had on the show. And so the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. So yeah, I still stay in touch. So it's a small world. So when you build those relationships, you kind of stay in touch. And a lot of us were homegrown as well.
Yeah.
So
That's
it was special.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Throwback, man.
I
will take a picture of that and post it on No Plays Off Sports Talk.
I talk about beyond basketball.
For sure.
I've been coaching for 28 years, and kids that are now adults with kids from 28 years ago are still contact me, still support me when I do stuff. So I expect my teammates, they're not going to all stay tight forever.
Of course not.
I had my college teammates, I had 4 of them come out 2 years ago for March Madness. So it's that long term. What we do here on the court, off the court together, what we build as a coaching staff, what we let these players build as well, I think it creates something special in the community. But yes, we need community support.
Oh, for sure.
And I'm sure Coach Beck had brought it up where, the funding is there, but we also have to self-fund a little bit. So we got to do some fundraising. We got to, we got to pull our end as far as the sports go. So, getting the butts in seats is great because it makes the players feel good when they're playing in front of people.
Atmosphere for sure.
Absolutely, yeah. And we had a few really good games this year where we had a couple nice crowds, and but yeah, it's interesting. We do have a lot of local support, but we just gotta build the brand. We gotta build it, and you started it.
Yeah.
We're gonna try to continue it.
Well, I think it's off to a great start. I mean, we talk about basketball here as a whole. A lot of time, Las Vegas basketball players get overlooked, and you made the great point about how local talent gets away, as we saw it with the WNBA draft. Ray Burrell, who made her way over to Tennessee, but it's players like that shows proof that there are athletic individuals here in Las Vegas.
Right.
For sure. No, there's no doubt about it. I mean, to put. Obviously, like I said, the top players are going to go
of course.
Where they're going to go. But to take a kind of an all-star team from Vegas, we'd be phenomenal.
Yeah.
So it's all about creating the positive interactions as we recruit. I mean, we went to over 40 games this year.
Wow.
And during the season, myself and my assistant coaches, and and getting to know coaches as well, and getting them to trust us, and it's been a very positive thing where some coaches are like so excited to send players because they either know me or my assistant coach Tracy, or people are starting to know us a little bit and they can trust us, and hopefully our players leave and they give us a good vote of confidence when they leave too, that we're good guys and men and women to play for on our staff and enjoy the process of going to junior college. One interesting thing about our staff is every coach played junior college. So we have Coach Mo, who played junior college ball in Detroit.
Okay.
And Coach Tracy played junior college ball in California. I played back in Massachusetts. And we just brought in a new coach, Coach Rivera, who played here locally, and she played at Casper College, junior college. So we have 4 coaches, all 4 played junior college.
And I think that's huge that you make that point, because with this whole transfer portal thing, JUCO and junior college is going to become the new Division I. We talk about that all the time, is because there's not going to be a such thing as, unless you are in the top maybe 50 at the highest in your class, they're not going to come get the high school players. They're going to go to those JUCO colleges because there's just not enough scholarships available.
Absolutely. The transfer portal has
it's insane.
It's just changed so much about sports, and it's going to evolve as time goes on. But I think it does open up an avenue for junior college. And clearly this year we had Destiny Brown make second team All-American, and she had, I mean, schools interested in her were like Texas Tech and Oklahoma State and Mississippi State. I mean, SEC teams and Utah, Pac-12, like teams calling every day. And, you know, that JUCO, without going junior college, those schools would not have called her.
Yeah.
And so I think that's going to open up. And as you know, our league, the Scenic West is just
it's a big conference.
Loaded.
It's competitive.
CSI and Snow and Salt Lake. It's there's a lot of eyes on the conference, and that helps our local Las Vegas kids get seen.
And even when you think of, you know, the CSI, when I was playing back in the conference, Dixie State was in the conference, and we know they were one of the top on the men's and women's side. So I think it's huge that they compete in that conference, that they can get the exposure. If you want to go and play at the next level, you don't have to go to a big, you know, D1, D2, D3, but you'll get the looks and you'll be in the conversation.
Yep. The player sitting right next to me actually is kind of going through that right now. Is with what she did this year, her highlight tape and her academics and her personality and her leadership has been enough to get a lot of schools interested in her. Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to go there because I was going to ask that in the past, junior college was like the farm teams to the other colleges that, like, let's say South Carolina is coming for you now. You got to go.
You got to go.
And you said you were looking for, you know, better opportunities, right? So now the door is open for you.
Right.
Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
That's a good, because I was going to say that when you said, you know, this is what they're doing. So I want to know, is it going to be the same with the transport, with the trans?
Yeah. Because there's so many schools between NAIA and Division III, and there's so many opportunities for kids to get to continue to play sports and to get their education, whether it's paid for, not paid for. You know, every single player's situation is different.
Opportunity, that's the point.
And Destiny, I'll let her talk, but she just came back from Atlanta and Carolina and visited schools and went on tryouts, and she has, like I said, film and stats and a coach to call to support her. And that's what we're trying to build. And even the reality is, as a coaching staff, every year that we're here, we're going to get better.
Facts.
Because our job, that's the day that these players step on campus, our job is to get them off.
Absolutely.
Most colleges, that's not the case. Like, they may redshirt you and then play there, and then you
you
got
on.
a grad year and you got this year.
We're in and out.
We're in and out.
Yeah.
A lot of kids are 1-year kids. So by the time we get to really know the kids, we're trying to get them out of here.
Which is a good thing.
It's a great thing, because that's our platform. That's
it's
what
a great thing that you all understand that too.
Former
Instead of holding
JUCO
people
kids.
back, you know.
Yeah. So Destiny, talk about your recruiting process this far. Some schools that may be interested in you, and how's that whole journey been for you now versus when you were actually coming out of high school?
Yeah, it's definitely a process. I will say that JUCO has helped me a lot, not just as a player, but as a person too. It gives you that breathing room, that growth room. So yes, I'm getting my degree. I'm getting my second one this upcoming.
Good for you.
Thank you. This upcoming semester, but also too, you have to, with the transfer portal and every athlete has a different situation. So as you learn that and you find out what you actually want out of your college experience, that's how you kind of push your recruitment. So personally, I want to go back to the East Coast, and I want to eventually get to an HBCU. So I tried out for a couple. I'm trying out for another one here in a couple weeks. And I did get, based off of our film and our conversation and just, you know, some reach outs to some coaches. I have a few looks as well. So I'm just trying to put all the options on the table and weigh them out and basically just choose what comes to me.
I mean, HBCU, as we know, the first HBCU player that was actually drafted in the WNBA draft. So that door is also opening, something that that wouldn't be in a conversation unless
Right.
you were a standout player. But
Right.
I mean, I think that's huge, and it like you said, it changes the culture of women's basketball being
Right.
elevated on every single level.
Hmm.
I think that's huge. Any
Yeah.
teams that in any schools right now that you're kind of leaning forward to?
Definitely Clark Atlanta.
Okay.
Clark Atlanta's my
Okay.
dream. I got to talk to the staff. I got to play
Nice.
for them and everything. So we're definitely in conversation. Winston-Salem State as well.
Okay.
I have a few D3, D2s, also just kind of in contact with them, but we're going to play the rest of the spring out, and hopefully I have a decision soon. That way this summer I can just focus on training and getting my
Nice.
mind right for college. So
Good for
yeah,
you.
thank
So
you.
what was that first feeling like here in Las Vegas playing for Silverado High School? That first game when you put that CSN jersey on, what was going through your minds? I'm sure a lot of emotions.
Yeah, well, for one, I definitely didn't think I was gonna play back again in Vegas, especially. But you know what? It was just kind of like we're here and let's make the most out of it, and
That's
let's run with what we have. So that's what we did, and we knew also too. You mentioned the beginning of it. We kind of began with the end goal in mind. We kind of
Mm.
had a mindset of, yes, this is our beginning stages. We have all these setbacks, all these obstacles we have to overcome with the COVID season, but we have to push and we have to look past that because we have a next season coming up. So
Right.
that was definitely every loss, every practice, everything. We had that mindset. So in order to keep yourself level-headed and understand that this is what the circumstances are, this is what the program is, you have to keep that big picture in mind.
That's right. That's right. So being involved with Coach Savage and the entire coaching staff over at CSN, what do you think they instilled in you the most that helped elevate your game or to help you? You think that's going to help you get to the next level?
Definitely my leadership. I
Nice.
think
Okay.
that I've always been a natural leader, but they really helped me see what I can do for a team, not just on the court, but off the court as well. I feel like I get a lot of girls to listen to my voice and to kind of take after me, and hopefully that's in a positive way. I always have my teammates back. But also that player-coach relationship. I feel like I have a good relationship with all my coaches, and that's really important to me because those are also my mentors, like Coach said, lifelong relationships and things like that, actually helping me get to where I want to go. If you don't have that relationship and a coach doesn't want to even be around you, how are you going to expect them to help you get to where you want to go?
Absolutely.
So we kind of nurtured that from the start, in a super wonky start too, like on Zoom calls and stuff.
I can't even imagine having practice on
Yeah.
Zoom.
Yeah.
Kudos to you ladies for that.
Yeah.
Just thinking about that, that's a challenge. I mean, X and O's, setting the
Right.
screen here.
Right.
Okay. All right. I don't
Suicide.
know. Yeah. Here's a text message. I'm distracted. I
Right.
just couldn't
Yeah.
imagine. I mean, so Coach, just talk about the overall recap of this season. What was you all record overall as well as in conference?
So we won 14 games.
Okay.
So it was up from 0 the year
Yeah,
before.
that's an improvement.
We won 14 games. In that tough conference, we beat everybody except CSI once, at least once. So that was
okay.
big for us.
That's
we beat
huge.
Snow, we beat Salt Lake. At the time, Salt Lake was ranked 22nd in the country, and we beat them on their court. So
Yeah,
that was
a
good.
huge win.
And our goal kind of was like, we play everybody 3 times in that league, which is unique for most
Yes,
colleges, right?
yes.
So we always, if we didn't win the first one, we got to cut it closer. Just always try to
The
move
get back.
forward. The
Get back, yeah.
And we even did that with CSI as well. I mean, they beat us by 40 something at their place, and the final game of the year, they beat us by 6.
Oh, you
So
were right there.
we're getting there,
You're right there.
within the conference, but it was great. It was on court. We had a lot of successes, but like Destiny kind of referenced, off the court, I think is where this team really did well. Is they stuck together. They understand that this is a new program. It's going to be a new program for a couple of years.
Oh, of course.
It's going to
Yeah.
take a minute. But these guys did great. Again, my coaching staff, Coach Mo and Coach Tracy, they'll do whatever. And it's it's a community college, so we're not getting Coach K money. So it's you got to do it because you love the
For
sport.
the passion,
Yeah,
yes.
for the passion.
Yeah.
And I had been retired and kind of bounced back out of it, and the circumstances were what they were. But now I'm so excited to be here and to build to the best of my ability, and I'll
Absolutely.
give it everything I got.
So let's talk about you getting back into it, of course, because you originally weren't the head coach of the program. I believe we had Coach Dorothy Kendrick. She was a guest on the show as well, and you were the interim coach for a while.
Yep.
What kind of happened that kind of threw you into the head coaching position?
Well, the interim coaching job, I fell into about 4 days before. I think 4 days before our first game.
Okay.
The previous coach had stepped down, had resigned.
Okay.
And then the interim tag was removed actually when we beat Salt Lake. The athletic director called me after the game and said, he said we were going to do it anyways, but congratulations.
What was your thoughts when that message and those words came out? What went through your mind?
I was still so excited about the win. I mean, we were just screaming and yelling in the locker room. You know, the typical
excitement.
Yeah, just all that. So I kind of let a couple of the players know, but I didn't post it. I didn't put anything out there because we were in season. So I waited to announce the lifting of the interim until after the season. I asked the school to do the same. So nobody even knew I was the head coach. They all just assumed I was the interim because, again, this is community college basketball. It shouldn't be about me. It's got to be about them. So, but again, just happy to have this post.
For sure.
And do everything in my power to represent the city and help these young student athletes excel in the court and in the classroom.
So what is the relationship that you've been able to build, if any, with the UNLV Lady Rebels and Coach Lindy LaRock with the amazing program that she's doing in just her second year, and to see the kind of success that she's having, and to think that it's a huge responsibility for your coaching staff to kind of make sure that those players at this level are kind of prepared to possibly get the attention to go there.
Sure. Yeah. Like I said, taking over basically in season, and she was in season. We didn't have a lot of opportunities. We did connect. We connected in person at a game. We were both scouting two different kids. And so we exchanged business cards and had a nice little chat, and then we had a phone call and followed up. And then she came with Essence Booker and
I saw she was at one of the games.
Yeah, she came to one of the games and came up and we talked after. So
nice.
In season it was kind of a little tough, but we hopefully we'll connect here soon, because obviously as a junior college Division I program, and them being UNLV,
full Division I.
For us, I want to make that connection and build it the best we can for a couple of reasons. Number one, if I get a player that is at the level that can play there, I want it to be an easy phone call and the trust factor.
The relationship,
right?
Yeah,
she knows what we're doing, and she knows
that
she's
should
getting a good kid, as it should be. But on the other side of it too is, it's interesting. I want her to know that if she's got a kid that she's not quite sure on, or maybe needs a few better grades, give me a year right down the street, and they can kind of keep tabs on them. So
who doesn't want to play basketball here in Las Vegas?
In Las Vegas, yeah. It's definitely one of our selling points. Is some of these kids that we have a girl coming from Winnemucca up north.
Oh, wow.
Lowry High School. She was the captain of the state championship D3 team this year.
Wow.
And she's coming from Winnemucca.
Wow.
To Las Vegas, and she's excited, but she's nervous, but excited to come to Vegas.
Culture shock, culture change. But the good thing about that is those teams up north, they're very competitive teams, or at least they have been in the past. They've been very competitive in regards to the talent that they produce up north.
And the good thing about recruiting up north is that the rim is 10 feet high. The free throw line's 15 feet away. The ball is 28.5. Like on the court, there's nothing.
Yeah.
There's no change.
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
So, and in reality, and I always talk about being an East Coast guy and a West Coast guy, is the difference in all levels, especially on the men's basketball side, where on the West Coast it's super explosive and that that shiftiness, and on the Philly, New York, Boston area, you got the hard hat screens that you're not getting through, and box outs, and the difference, right? So it's kind of the same Vegas kids and up north. Up north kids are pretty scrappy.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that we're really trying to build is we just want to be terrors on defense. So, that's it.
So let's just talk about some of the success stories for the team. I know you said you had a huge win over Salt Lake City, but just recently, Charmaine Finley, who is right here in our own backyard, a student. She attended Democracy Prep, or the Andre Agassi, and at first she was getting some licks from the UNLV program prior to Lindy LaRock taking over, but a success story she had. Of course, she was selected to one of the All-Star events that she attended in Atlanta.
Yep.
How great was it to see that now it's full circle for her? She's committed to play for Adams State.
Yes, no, it's great. And just like Destiny, I was lucky enough to have Charmaine for 2 years. And if listeners have never seen Charmaine play, she's a bucket.
She loves the game.
She can score on anybody, anytime, anywhere. Last year she led the league in scoring, first team all conference last year, first team all conference this year.
Nice.
And she had a lot of schools call about her. I think Adams State is a great fit. And when I talk to kids about, and everybody has their different opinion, but when I talk to players about what do you want to do next, it's not always the highest level, because the highest level is not always the best situation for people. So everybody's the D1 thing. I get it. I understand. But I tell a quick little story about coaching volleyball a few years ago. Is I had two players that both wanted to go to BYU really bad, and BYU was second in the nation that year. One of my players got a full ride scholarship to BYU, and the other one went junior college. The second year, that girl at BYU quit. She didn't like it. And that was it. They went to the national championship game against Nebraska.
Wow.
And the girl who did JUCO went on for 4 years, was a second-team All-American, had a phenomenal career, loved it, and she went small school. So I really try to let all the players know it just doesn't have to be the top level. So with that being said, to circle back to Charmaine, she is going to be awesome and have a phenomenal experience.
They got a treasure. They got a diamond in the rough, as we like to call those.
And Coach knows. Their coach knows. He's very excited to have her.
That's a huge pickup for her. We're extremely proud and happy for Charmaine and for Destiny Brown, and good for her. She's not from Las Vegas. She's from Los Angeles, but she's here. She's ours now. She puts that jersey on her back, so we're going to support her as well. And great things are going to be in store for her. Destiny, I just want to come to you. Once the ball stops bouncing, because sooner than later, it's going to happen. What's life for you after basketball? Have you ever explored that or kind of thought about it? Or
and Coach knows. Coach knows. That's why he's over here laughing.
It's shocking she does basketball with everything she already does.
Yeah. So I do hair.
Okay.
It's so crazy because before practice, I would have like 2 or 3 clients and then rush over to practice. I really want to be a business owner. So I'm definitely in the process of getting my degrees and getting educated in the ways that I need to be.
Nice.
I basically just want to go that route, be self-employed, be my own boss.
There you go.
And just be a jack of many trades, really. But hair is definitely my passion. The beauty industry is definitely my passion. Want to look into some other things too that I feel like all student athletes need to know, like stuff like real estate or property investment, things like that. Other ways to build passive income. I just want to be super big on stuff like that and not really pinpoint exactly what I am. I'm a business owner, I'm a boss, and I'm able to do whatever I want to do.
Be your own boss. That's what I'm
leadership. See, that's what
why she's the captain.
Yeah.
Right. Why she's the
be
captain.
the boss, baby.
Yeah, be the boss. So, Coach, I don't know if you can kind of let the cat out of the bag, but of course, to follow you on your whole social media, I know there was a huge announcement you made earlier that CSN has gotten a verbal commitment from a huge commit.
Yeah.
Are you able to give any details exclusively on No Plays All Sports Talk?
No, but
I thought we were gonna get the exclusive, Kev.
Here's the thing: until the players sign their letter of intent, anything can happen.
Of course.
So we try not to do that. But it's a local player.
Nice. Okay.
And it's a post player, which I'm super excited about.
Okay.
It's tough to come by here locally. I definitely recruit grades as much as I recruit anything else.
As you should.
As my athletic department and president expect. So I definitely take that into consideration. So can't yet, but a nice piece of the puzzle.
I thought I was gonna catch you slipping. That's all right.
From one of the.
That's what we got to try, Bo.
You gotta.
We gotta try. We gotta try. But of course,
he's a professional. He stayed on track.
There's steps and there's an entire process.
Yes.
Do you know?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Good answer. Good answer.
But let's just talk about something that has rocked the entire Las Vegas community, the unfortunate tragedy of Spring Valley basketball player, 5-star recruit, McDonald's All-American, just returned days prior to this tragic event, playing in the Jordan Brand Classic. Malia Gales, man. I don't know if you guys had the opportunity to hear the story, or like I said, it's been all over the news. Just heartbreaking situation for her. I mean, you talk about a player who seems to have everything going for her, man, and to think that, she was shot 10 times and just that fast, a commit for USC, life changes for you. Yeah. That's just, we've had her on the show several times here as a guest, and I just can't begin to imagine. But you want to say, well, don't go to these house parties, and it's like, you can't keep these children in the box. They're faced with so much adversity already as it is. It's just so tragic, man. I don't know if you had a chance to see her play at all this season, sure. But I mean, she's phenomenal. What's your take on her?
Oh, she's unbelievable. I mean, so much fun. We caught quite a few Spring Valley games this year. She's so dynamic, athletic. I mean, there's so many adjectives we could throw to describe her as a basketball player. But it's first of all, thank God that she made it,
Oh, for
because
sure. Amen.
that was not just like a stray bullet.
Oh,
that
no.
was from what I read. It's we're just real happy that
She made it.
She made it, and not only are we happy for her and her family that she's doing better, and we get good reports from
Yes.
her coach, Coach Billy Hemberger, but also the community support
Oh,
around
yeah.
her right now.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm
It
glad
is-
it's phenomenal.
It's great. It's good in a bad situation. It's great to see.
Yeah, and I had a chance to work alongside with her. She was part of the the AAU team that I was actually helping to coach. And I mean, you just talk about, she's just a player who just loves the game of basketball. I mean, she's an all around star athlete, but she's a better person off the court.
Yeah.
She's just as humble as she can be, and she's just an 18-year-old kid that loves to hoop.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's unfortunate with situations like that happen to those individuals. The community is rallying around her and giving her some support. I had a chance to talk with her dad. She is expected to make a full recovery. She has a long road ahead of her in regards to some rehab and things of that nature. But we're going to also be doing a fundraiser here. It's part of No Plays All Sports Talk, because again, she's been a guest on our show as well. There's a GoFundMe page as well, but we're going to be doing a fundraiser here from No Plays All Sports Talk, just to send our love and condolences, and well, not condolences, send our love and positive energy to that entire family. Man, I know her dad has to be completely devastated. I mean, they were like peas in a pod. Where
She
you
said
saw
that too.
her,
Yeah.
you saw him. Where you saw him, you saw her. So, like I said, stay tuned to the page. It's a must. A tragic situation like that, as a community, we have to step up. We have to
Absolutely.
step up and support her. So again, kudos and prayers going out to Aaliyah, and we wish you the best of luck on your road to recovery. And like you said, Coach, the best news of it all is that she's still here.
Yeah, absolutely. And big things ahead for her.
Yeah, for
everybody
sure.
knows that. Yeah, she's a
She'll be
fighter.
back.
Yep.
She'll be back. Appreciate you all for taking the
thank
time
you.
to join us on the show, and
I enjoyed it.
we look forward to some more great things happening with CSN. And I didn't really get a chance to catch a lot of the games. I caught 2 of them because the schedule wise for me, and the time you guys were playing a little earlier, the guys had the later game.
Yep.
I wish they would have flip flopped
I
that
know.
a couple times, but hopefully we can get that changed a little bit this season. But last question: what does the overall success of CSN women's basketball look like for you?
Clearly, everybody wants to win every game every time
Okay.
they step. That has to be our goal, right? But we don't want to box ourselves into just wins.
Yes.
Like I said, with the junior college, with how junior college works, success also means getting players to school.
Yes.
Success also means success in the classroom, and so I just think being a well-received program, and I think that I know that coaches, the other coaches, the opposing coaches in our league, I have a great relationship with, and I try to teach the players that this isn't about go out and want to like fight and be unsportsmanlike. Let's go do work. I can be friends with the coach. You
Of
can
course.
say what's up with the players. When the game starts, we're battling.
That's
When it's
right.
over, we're done. So I just look at this thing as a big picture, and wins is a huge part of it. But honestly, getting every single kid that wants to go on, because not every kid that plays junior college basketball wants to continue, but every single kid that wants to go on, it is my job to get them somewhere. And for me, that's as successful as winning 14 games or 18 games or 21 games.
Right.
Eventually, we want
You'll
to
get there.
bring
We'll
a
get
league
there.
championship
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
But I think right now, wins is getting these local players in the spotlight,
Exposure.
and the kids that want to go on, we just do everything within our power to find the right school for them.
That's huge.
Well, the proof is in the pudding with Destiny here. With Cap here, right?
Cap.
With Cap.
Yeah, I got
I love that. That's sticking. That one might
With
stick.
Cap. Yeah, Cap.
I like it too.
I like it.
So if anyone wants to get more information on CSN, I know you guys are going to be doing some tryouts here coming up towards the end of the summertime, I'm sure.
Yep.
But they want more information, and some may want to join the squad. How can we stay connected or get in contact with you?
Yep, csncoyotes.com. If you go to the women's basketball page, as a player, there's an interest form for players to fill out that goes directly to me. And so I see those the second they fill them out. I see those, and we try to have open gyms where we can see kids play, or if they're playing in AAU games, we go see them play. But Yeah, and all my contact is on there as well. So
Okay.
csncoyotes.com, women's basketball, all kinds of information there. My direct line, my email, anybody, just like everybody in the world, right? Anybody who wants to sponsor the team.
There it is.
There it
Yeah,
is, right?
yeah.
But we've had some good local stuff. Coach
Nice.
Andre here, who's coming up, has been a good supporter. Tracy Bird locally is bringing the Gus Macker to town
Okay.
here soon, and they've committed to 25%. A sponsorship to the women's basketball
Nice,
program.
nice.
So we just got to get out there and get the community
You'll get
behind
there.
us.
You'll
We'll
get there. We'll
Yeah.
get there.
Yeah.
Destiny, we appreciate you. We're going to be supporting you and watching your journey as
Thank
you take
you.
off. And best of luck to you in the future.
Thank you.
You
I
want to put your
appreciate you.
social media out there?
Sure, it's DestinyBird_ on all my social media handles. Follow
Destiny
me.
Bird _ No,
BYRD.
With a Y.
Yeah,
not a
spell it
BYRD.
right. Spell it right.
Y.
So,
Mhm.
Destiny, we're going to ask that you take a step back and we're going to get our next guest on the show. And I want you
Sure.
to stay on, Coach, because we're going to talk about this next event that's going to be happening this weekend, which is going to be huge. And we talk about building those relationships and getting those players the exposure. Our next guest has a huge event that's going to be coming up this weekend that some of the players can benefit from. But before we do get into that, Kev, the NBA playoffs are taking place right now.
Before we get into that, but I got a question.
Okay.
While we got Coach here, do Ballin still have any eligibility left to go for the tryouts coming up?
She absolutely does.
Ballin have any
I looked into
functionable
it.
limbs that would allow me to do
That's
that?
part of that.
I'm
Part of
sorry.
the reason I brought this paper is she absolutely does. I looked into her. Her GPA is fine, and I'll help her move on to the next college, whatever she wants to do.
There it is, man. So NBA playoffs are happening. Great games that were played last night, man. The Western Conference, the Pelicans. That was that young team, man. Brandon Ingram, what a game he had.
Out of all the series that's supposed to be swept, this was going to be a sweep, right?
Man, they knock off the Suns. They
Let's-
even that series 1-1.
Let's play the games on the floor and quit listening to people's mouths because
Yeah.
they don't know what they're talking
Yeah.
about. I heard a show here on last night talking about the Bulls ain't gonna win the game.
Oh, okay.
Let's play.
Well,
let's play it on the floor. Let's play it on the floor, okay? All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, Brandon Ingram, man, he had a
that was let the
phenomenal
ball
game,
bounce.
man.
That was let the ball bounce.
No shade. 37 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists for the Pelicans. Unfortunate news for Devin Booker, man. He was cooking, and I think if he would have been okay through the second half, it probably would have been a different outcome.
A hamstring.
Yeah, he's gonna miss game 3 and 4. He had 31 points prior to
They just put that
halftime.
out there because if it's a,
It could be
I mean, if
more.
but they had the best doctor. See, you pull one, you gonna be hurting for 2 years, 3 years, right? They have the best doctor. Now
Yeah.
he might be back, but
Hopefully.
but if he pulled it completely, he through to next year. Even next year, he'd probably be.
I
still
want to see him
hampered.
back. I want to see him back in that series.
It's part of the game.
Part of the game,
It's
man.
part of the game.
Part of the game. But that was a great game last night, man. Game 3 is Friday in New Orleans. CJ McCollum, he had 23 points for the Pelicans as well. Chris Paul, he continues to his phenomenal with his assists, man. 14 assists he had yesterday, 17 points he had, but he had a tough shooting night. 5 of 16 from the field shooting, and I don't know, man. You think the Suns will be able to pull it out ultimately?
Yeah, I think they'll figure it out.
You think they'll figure it out?
They still have a really, really good team. Aiden is just a beast right now.
Oh yeah.
Coach got to make some adjustments. I mean, but if they lose these two, it's gonna be
gonna be
hard,
rough.
even if he could come back.
That's gonna be rough.
And then he gonna want to come back and be a Superman, and probably not gonna be as good. But I think they just make some adjustments.
We'll
It
see.
can happen. It's
We'll
gonna be
see.
a good series.
I still say
gonna be
the
a great
Suns
series.
can probably pull it out. It's going to be exciting, though. It's NBA basketball.
It's
It's
NBA basketball.
playoffs for
Playoffs.
sure, man.
Yeah.
A great thing I like to see, man, we had 2 black head coaches going toe-to-toe, man. Willie Green and Monty Williams, man. I love to see it, man. You
Yeah,
say
yeah.
what you want, and listen, I'm all for it. Ja Morant, he went off last night. The young Grizzlies,
Tied
they got
that
a
up,
win,
1-1.
tied up that
Yeah.
series as well. Jimmy Buckets, man, he was a walking buckets, a career high 45 points he provided last night for the Miami Heat. I'm like, he had his way with anything he wanted on the court last night. He got it.
Yeah, he did. He had a good game too. But he got to do that consistently. See, he said the coaches keep coming to me and telling me to keep doing it. So why he doing it anyway if the coach is telling him?
Well, that's
He gotta
he's a
be
natural-
consistent, so.
He's a natural baller, bro.
Um,
Natural baller. Hey,
Yeah,
well, we'll see.
it's good so far. I think I've watched every game. I wish I wasn't here right now. I'll be watching them, but
We'll be watching Probably your losing
look
Bulls.
out.
Probably.
Bulls about to start,
Yeah,
baby.
You'll probably be watching your losing
Carl, you
Bulls.
want to put that on all the TVs.
Change the channel, man.
You don't want to have.
I'm trying to change the channel, man. Philly and Toronto. Philly is
73-71
down
right now.
71-73 to Toronto right now. 1 minute and 15 seconds left in the third quarter. But we got another guest in the hot seat right here on No
let's talk
Plays
to
All
him.
Sports Talk. And
He is hot.
He is hot. He has a hot event that's going to be happening this weekend. That if you are a unsigned individual and you're looking to play at the next level, you want to make sure you tune in, grab a pen, a piece of paper, and take all the notes. We're going to welcome to No Plays All Sports Talk, episode 82, Mr. Andre Hanley.
82.
Good evening to you, Dre. What's up, brother?
Thank you.
How you doing?
Andre, how are you,
here.
sir?
Glad to be here.
I've been trying to catch this dude, I don't know, since
can't
I
catch him?
started this show. And now we finally get a chance to connect with you, man. Stop running from us here at No Plays All Sports Talk.
I've been here.
So let's talk about this great event you have going on this weekend. I know you got the shirt, you represent the brand. Who got next? How did that all happen, and where did that relationship come about?
Believe it or not, it started coaching AAU, and had a young lady, had an academic scholarship, to go to school and play. I mean, just for academics. And she said, "Coach, can you help me get into school and play ball?" And she had a 4-year school she wanted to go to. So she reached out to me. I'll make some phone calls, see what I can do. And next thing you know, I got into a school. She actually went to a JC, played closer to home. Family got a chance to see her play, and then from there, did what she had to do, got her degree, and then went on to a 4-year school and played, got a second degree, and from there it just kind of took off. And I was helping players individually, and then every time I walked into the gym, it just got more and more overwhelmed. Coach, can you help?
Yeah.
So it was a lot of time, wife, hey, get off the phone. We got stuff to do, basketball, blah, blah, blah. And so from there, I got off the phone and just started reaching out to all the coaches that I knew and said, hey, how about I put an event together? If you guys can come, which is mainly a lot of the JC schools, just because they don't really have the budget to travel around the country. We had a lot of Division I, II schools come into town and just bypass a lot of schools that had a lot of talent that didn't get a chance to showcase. And so that's how Who's Got Next started. And this will be year number 8.
Nice. Year number 8. So you're basically just an annual showcase that you do for juniors and seniors that aren't committed yet.
Yes. And it's mainly girls that I've been helping, but I have been helping some boys and other families. And then a lot of things I tell the girls when they come through Who's Got Next is once you deal with me, you're going to have me for life.
Nice.
Because, coaching is not just winning games. So when I get them into school, I call and check on them. How you doing? What's going on? If they having troubles with workouts or playing time, I'll get with the coach and I'll send over drills myself to help them out outside of the court. So, and then making sure, they get home. They get away and then turn around and I'm homesick. No, you got 2 years.
Stay there.
Get your degree. So there's a lot of them I've talked into just staying in school to get that degree.
So the event is happening this weekend. Let's talk about it's the Who Got Next annual basketball showcase. Again, it's open to juniors and seniors, or is it just juniors and seniors that's unsigned, or is it?
No, it's open to all levels.
Okay.
All the underclassmen, always make sure they come just in case they want to get on the map.
Okay.
Get seen, and then also I make sure every player that comes gets to actually speak to a coach.
Nice.
Because a lot of events that you see, hey, we got coaches coming and you won't see a coach. Well, every one of my Who's Got Next events, everyone talks to a coach. So I'll get the underclassmen together and sit down and have a coach or a couple of coaches go over and talk to them and, let them know how they're doing. And if some of them really stand out, of course, coach is going to get their information. So everybody's welcome.
So it's happening the 23rd and 24th?
23rd, 24th at Desert Pines High School.
Okay. What time?
12 to 2.
Okay. And is there any fee associated, any registration?
Yes, $50 at the door.
Okay.
Try to do the registration, pre-registration,
Okay.
Several other events. Didn't work out. So just pay at the door
Okay.
and then, get there about 30 minutes early so you can get warmed up, and we'll get them up and down the floor, get some drills in, and then from there, the coaches are ready to see them play.
So how many coaches are planning to be in attendance? You talk about money now. People want to know, what am I paying for?
Yes. Right now, we had one school that pulled out, which is a 2-year school, but
Okay.
right now we're up to 13 coaches.
Okay.
Waiting for tonight, this event here that we're doing. Just got another call from a coach, so he's pending right now. So
Nice.
I have 4-year schools and 2-year schools coming.
Nice. So, Coach Savage, you being here on the same platform, and you guys have worked together in the past. When you attend events such like this, what are you looking for as a coach when you see the players and you kind of do an evaluation?
It's a little different for me as opposed to the coaches that are coming in from out of town, because
Okay.
I've most likely seen these players play.
Gotcha.
Doesn't mean I'm not excited. I'm super excited. My entire staff is coming, and I'm bringing 100 extra business cards.
There you go.
Any kid, any age, any level is going to at least get my business card. But just like I don't know, it sounds cliche as a coach, but I'm looking for communicating, hardworking, passion. I'm looking for kids that don't do the negative things. And of course, like Andre said, we're looking for the diamond in the rough. And Andre and I have known each other a long time, and we've coached against each other. So, and I've been involved and seen his events before. So it's, I'm excited because it's kind of full circle for he and I as well.
Nice. So, Coach Andre, I want to ask you as well, is when you have this event, this type of event where women come in or players come in and they come in to be showcased, what are you trying to tell them to make sure that they're prepared? I mean, do they have to bring anything other than their game that they're ready to play? Or, I mean, in regards to relationship that you have built with coaches over the years, I mean.
One of the things I do ask is, girls come in ready to play. Several times I have to say, hey, relax, because the ball will get crazy, turnovers, because the nerves are kicking in.
Of course.
But I do ask the girls before the event starts, make sure you can get as much game film as she has, because you have, coaches want to see game film now. Stats that you may have from your school, so make sure those are available
Okay.
for the coaches, because what we'll do, we'll run the girls up and down the floor, and then we'll give them a break. Coaches are allowed to talk to them for a few minutes. We don't let them sit too long, and then we get them back out there, and then we'll have several breaks, just to make sure they stay fresh and look good for the coaches.
So is it just like a 2-hour open run kind of thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's happening this Saturday and Sunday, April 23rd and 24th, over at the Desert Pines High School. That address is 3800 East Harris Avenue, and you want to give the contact information where they can contact you if they want more information. And are they still available? Oh, you said it's at the door, so they can still show up any day.
Yes.
You have to do both days, or you can do one or the other?
Well, the reason I do both days, because I give the girls a chance. If they don't do well the first day,
Gotcha. Okay.
come back the next day. You
Gotcha.
already, have played in front of the coaches, so it gives you a chance to do a
Redeem
refresher.
yourself. A do-over.
Yeah, so you can contact me at Dre Hanley 1964 at iCloud.com, or my number 702-417-7909.
So do you think overall the Who Got Next platform has been successful in regards to getting the kids the exposure that they need to see?
Yes, believe it or not, my wife is getting on me about stacking up the papers, but Who's Got Next is responsible for 200 plus kids
Wow.
in Las Vegas, and some out of the state for going to college.
Nice. That's
At
huge.
all levels.
That's huge. They say numbers don't lie, and that's 200 kids. That's huge.
Yeah, I got
That's huge.
players overseas also.
Wow.
So, actually, Robert Smith, his daughter,
okay.
Anaya, been with me forever with the Blackhawks.
Yeah, we had Anaya here on the show as well. And speaking of Anaya, the Las Vegas Empress, they are back in action this Saturday over at the Chuck Meeker. I believe their game is 3 p.m. Over the Chuck Meeker. It's our kind of semi-pro league. Of course, we had them on the show as well. They are returning champs. Of course, they won the entire league last season. So if you get a chance to support them this weekend, this Saturday, 3 p.m., make your way down to Chuck Meeker and support the Las Vegas Empress. But Anaya, man, we had her on the show, and we got a chance to see her play as well. And Kev was like amazed when he saw her play on the court.
Nice.
Man,
She is.
he was all in.
Goodbye.
Yeah, she
will be a
nice.
coach too. I reached out to her and said, "You definitely have coaching in your in your future."
Yeah, but ball don't fall far from the tree.
Yeah,
Of course, her
yeah.
big brother Jamal Smith,
Yeah.
who is playing overseas, and her dad. Shouts out to Coach Robert Smith. So, I mean, that's a success in the making that has to happen, kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
So where's she playing overseas now?
Morocco.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. So and like I said, all the players that go through Who's Got Next, I help them get on to the next level. After you leave, say you go to the JC, I help you get to the 4-year, and then, of course, WNBA is WNBA.
Of
but
course.
if you want to keep playing, I have international connections also.
Nice. So how do you make those type of relationships with the coaches?
Just throughout the years, some coaches will see the event on social media. They'll reach out and ask, what is it like? Can I attend? And we go from there. And, just over the years, it just kept building and building and building.
Simple communication is all it takes.
That's it. That's it.
Well, we appreciate you. And if I get a chance, I got a busy schedule this weekend. A busy nephew is tying me up. He has another tournament here. But if I get a chance to have some free time, I'm going to plan on trying to probably stop by on Sunday and just check it out and, see what you got going on cooking.
We'll be there.
All right. Appreciate you for stopping by.
I appreciate you guys.
Give that
Thank
contact information one more time if they want to get involved.
Okay. Dre Hanley at iCloud. Oh, Dre Hanley 1964 at iCloud.com. My phone number is 702-417-7909.
All right, there it is. Kevin Ray, are you inside the locker room tomorrow, sir?
Nope.
The locker room is shut down.
Shut down.
It's a wrap.
Yeah, we had a major malfunction this week, but it's okay. We're gonna work on it.
Remodeling.
We'll be back next week. Yeah.
Kudos going out to Las Vegas baller Julian Strother. He made the big announcement on his birthday that he's going to declare for the NBA draft.
I just saw that.
Yeah, so kudos going out to Julian. We wish him the best of luck. I mean, he got a great shot. He got a great little run, especially in the tournament. He stepped up for Gonzaga, so we're definitely going to be rooting for him. And go Julian, man, get the bag.
Yeah.
We appreciate you all for joining us on the show again. Shouts out to Coach Dre and Coach Savage. Great things coming for CSN women's basketball. And again, if you are an unsigned individual, you want to get some exposure in front of some coaches, make sure you are at the event this Saturday and Sunday, 12 to 2 p.m. at Desert Pines High School. Kev, man, I love you for absolutely free.
It's always free to love, so everybody love.
Look at that.
I just made that up.
Make sure you please share our live feed. Again, if you still want to be a sponsor of the show, send us an email, noplaysoutsportstalk@gmail.com. We love you for absolutely free.
Deuces.
Peace.